But if you're someone who's starting out and you think that this is going to be the thing that changes your life, the thing that changes who you are and your identity towards exercise, today I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons of having a garage gym. I have had this garage gym for over 3 years. I'm a personal trainer and I do use this with my clients, but if I were going to do this just for myself, I've learned a lot along the way and I'm here to share all of that with you. And maybe at the end of it all, you'll say that it's worth it. But let's dive in and see. So let's start with the pros. I think those are gonna be the most easiest and most obvious of them. Number one, convenience. You just walk downstairs. If you have a bunch of kids, if you've got short time and you're like in between work or whatever, you can jump in there, get a couple sets in and feel great. Number two, there's no waiting around for equipment. If you're in a busy area like I am, going to a gym, especially during rush hour, is insane. You'll never have space, you'll never have the right dumbbells, you're always waiting around on someone, and not to mention, if you get stuck waiting for a piece of equipment with someone who's doing supersets of different things, you know what I'm talking about, where they're doing one exercise here and then running across the gym to do another exercise. And like, just stick to one piece of equipment. Or the people that sit on their phone forever. The fact that you're the only one here means the hygiene and the cleanliness of things. Like, you can keep it exactly the way you want it. You don't have to worry about germs if it's like COVID or any of that other stuff, right? Or, you know, people sweating all over your equipment or grunting. So, I mean, yeah, that is a very nice touch to have your own place because you don't have to worry about that and it's always clean. Number four is that it's fun. You can make it your own. You can put music on really loud. You don't have to wear headphones. You can sing, you can dance, you can be silly. Or if you have a spouse, you both can work in there together. It just makes it fun. You can bring your kids, they can watch you exercise, you can make it a whole thing. That part is really fun. I don't know if that happens every single day that you're working out though, but it's a nice little touch. Number five is no creepy vibes. I mean, there's sometimes, depending on the gym, depending on the time, the mood is the vibe of that place, it could be a kind of a creepy situation, right? Especially if you're a female. So having a garage gym or a home gym is really nice in the fact that like you don't have to worry about what you're wearing, who's around you, what positions you're in. And that's a very real reason why a lot of women come to me and train in this gym, because it's private and they can feel comfortable no matter what they look like or anything. But having your own gym space allows you that comfort, right? To know that you're not gonna have to deal with that. So number six is having a side hustle. So whether it's you're a personal trainer and you train clients or you create content in your gym, you can do whatever you want in there because a lot of gyms don't allow you to record your workouts. So having your own personal space to do that is awesome. And again, I think that that's like the biggest perk of the whole thing is having this space. I don't think I've utilized it as much as I should for my own personal recording purposes. Having clients in here during COVID, this was a godsend. If you are considering a garage gym, that should be the reason, to make some money off of it. While having a garage gym sounds really cool, there are a lot of cons to consider that you may not even be thinking of. I know I wasn't thinking about this. Now, I had a very different purpose. However, I have to work out too, and I find myself going to a public gym way more often than I do staying in here. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I'm always in here training, and then the vibe in here is just off because I've been working, so I want to clear my head and get out. But I think that you'll find these same concerns once you get into the groove of things. So number one, it's quite lonely. If you like that, if you're an extremely busy person and you want your workouts to be in solitude, that's great. But as someone who works from home, is single, lives alone, that just doesn't sound appealing to me. And I find myself not wanting to come in here to work out because I want an excuse to be out in public. It is very lonely, and sometimes that loneliness causes low energy too. So I don't have the energy and I don't put forth the same amount of effort as I would in another place like a public gym. Number 2, there's no machines. If you set up a garage gym with machines, that's awesome, but they're kind of pricey. And I do think having machines is effective in some areas. I've said before in the past video about my garage gym, you really only should have dumbbells and barbells and focus on free weight exercises and compound exercises. Either you have some mobility issues or for some reason you can't really do squats. I want you to still get the same benefit. And if you're sitting there trying to force yourself to do squats all the time when you really can't, go do a leg press, right? Things like that. Like, you don't have a lot of that versatility that you would in a public gym. Number 3 is how expensive having a garage gym is. And again, you're not getting the variety that you need from a public gym. Now, it just depends on what kind of gym you are used to going to. Like, if you're used to doing the boutiques, like the Orange Theory, the F45s that are like $200, $250, you may make your monies back quickly. If you're talking about your standard Gold's Gym or 24-hour fitness, it's gonna take you a lot of months, a lot of years to make back the money from that kind of, investment. Now, again, if you are a personal trainer or if you use this as a side hustle, more power to you. Because I was able to basically wipe out any costs that I did with the profits very, very quickly. I mean, it's not a business for most people. So think about that when you go into this investment. Are you gonna make your money back, and how quickly, based on what your standard workout looks like? If you take the total cost and divide it by however many months or years, you'll notice very quickly that you're basically paying up front for like 4 years of a gym membership, and you're alone and you don't have the variety that you need. Number 4, I alluded to this earlier, but because you're alone most of the time, it's really hard to push yourself. I find myself gravitating towards heavier equipment when I'm in a gym setting because there are other people around me. I don't know why. It's like a psychological thing. Maybe it's my ego a little bit, but it makes me work harder. It makes me sweat more. It makes me push myself into failure like you should be doing when you're lifting weights. And so I find myself not doing that as often when I'm in here listening to music. Sometimes I have my phone on me. I get, it's just not the same vibe. If you have great discipline, not gonna be a problem for you. Number 5 is the distractions. I mean, I will have my phone, I'll put music on, I'll probably get distracted. Sometimes I bring my laptop in here and try to work. And I know that that's a personal boundary that I have to stop. But think about it, if you have children, if they run in here, you're gonna have to deal with that. And it's great to have that convenience, but if you're not getting the same workouts in and you think you could do a better workout at a gym without distractions, that is something to consider. And the last thing is you don't have a spotter. If you're working out alone and you're doing bench or squats, it would be nice to have a spotter. In a gym, you can ask anybody. Probably gonna happen more often with guys, but if you need someone, they're there to quickly help you with it. So there you have it. You've got your pros and cons. Now you tell me, is it better to have a home gym or is it better to go public? I think it's all gonna depend on your personal preference, your workout style, how many people are using your gym, and how disciplined you are, how long you've been doing this. If you're a beginner and you think that this is something that's gonna motivate you, but in the past you've always struggled with motivation and you go through waves of like being consistent in the gym and not being inconsistent, please don't think that having a home gym is going to make you do more. How many times have you heard that story of like people buying treadmills or any type of cardio equipment and then it turns into a clothes hanger in like a year's time? If you are someone who has been consistently working out, you're in your journey for several years and you know that you're gonna get good benefit out of this because it's already a part of your standard routine, more power to you. I'm so excited for you and I really hope that you make it as beautiful as you want it to be. But if you're someone who's starting out and you think that this is going to be the thing that changes your life, the thing that changes who you are and your identity towards exercise, I would question that and I would dig a little deeper, because a lot of people have that same mentality that investing all this money is gonna somehow magically make them want to become that next fitness influencer. And that's just not the case. If anything, it hinders you more because again, it's quiet, it's lonely, it requires you to really force yourself and push yourself alone rather than being in like the energy and the vibe of a public gym. I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, please let me know down below since I do have some experience with this myself. And please subscribe to my channel. I know that this is a new channel, but but I am really trying to grow this community of other ladies who are looking for fitness advice and tips. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.